There's a certain kind of person who can't stop thinking about something once it catches their mind. It could be a goal, a person, an idea, or even a feeling, but once it enters their focus, it doesn't leave. They replay it, analyze it, perfect it, chase it. It's not that they want to, it's that they have to. You can recognize them easily. They're the ones who lose track of time when they're working, the ones who can't sleep until they've figured something out, the ones who push further even when everyone else has stopped. On the surface, obsession can look intense, even unhealthy, but psychologically, it's one of the most fascinating traits a person can have, because behind obsession lies focus, emotion, and a deep hunger for meaning. Obsession at its core is attention on fire. It's what happens when desire fuses with purpose. See, most people get interested. Obsessive people get consumed. When they care about something, it doesn't stay in their mind. It takes over their entire system. Their brain releases dopamine just from thinking about it, turning that thought into a loop of craving and satisfaction. That's why they can't stop. Their mind isn't being dramatic. It's being wired. But here's what most people get wrong. Obsession isn't always destructive. It's direction that decides whether it builds you or breaks you. The same energy that fuels addiction can also fuel greatness. The same intensity that ruins some can refine others. It all depends on what you attach it to. Psychologists describe this as goal fixation, but there's something deeper. Obsessive people don't just set goals, they merge with them. There's no line between me and the mission. That's why they often feel misunderstood. People tell them to relax, but they can't, because relaxation feels like betrayal. Their peace doesn't come from doing nothing. It comes from doing everything they can. If you look closer, obsession is rarely random. It's rooted in emotionally charged experience. Maybe they failed once, and that failure marked them. Maybe they grew up unseen, and now they need to prove they exist through achievement. Maybe they loved something so deeply it became part of their identity. Whatever the source, obsession grows where emotion runs deep. In neuroscience, this is tied to heightened activity in the reward circuitry, especially the dopamine pathways connecting the prefrontal cortex and nucleus accumbens. Simply put, their brains light up more when pursuing something that matters to them. That's why they push further. Their reward for effort isn't just external success, it's the inner high of progress itself. But obsession also has a shadow side. When everything depends on the outcome, peace disappears. Many obsessive people live between extremes: euphoria when they're close to the goal, emptiness when they're not. Their strength is focus, but their weakness is tunnel vision. They can forget to rest, to feel, to live outside the mission. And when the mission ends, they can lose themselves with it. Yet the most evolved obsessive minds learn balance, not by dimming their fire, but by giving it purpose. They channel that relentless energy into creation, into mastery, into transformation. These are the inventors, artists, athletes, entrepreneurs, scientists, the ones who changed the world because they couldn't stop thinking about how. What separates healthy obsession from unhealthy is awareness. The unhealthy kind controls you. The healthy kind is something you learn to steer. It's when passion serves growth, not destruction. When the fire warms you, not burns you. Here's the paradox. Obsession can destroy peace, but it can also build greatness. The difference lies in what you worship. If you're obsessed with perfection, you'll suffer. If you're obsessed with progress, you'll evolve. The most powerful obsessive people reach a state where their fixation becomes flow. Time disappears, thoughts align, action feels effortless. That's not madness, it's mastery. It's when obsession and purpose finally synchronize. But underneath all that drive is something deeply human: the need to matter. Obsessive people don't just want results, they want to feel alive in the pursuit. That's why they can't quit even when it hurts, because the chase itself becomes part of who they are. So if you've ever been called too much, too focused, or too obsessed, understand this: you're not broken, you're burning. What matters is where you aim that fire, because the same mind that destroys limits can also destroy itself if it doesn't learn direction. Obsession is power in raw form. It can make you or unmake you. But when it's guided by clarity, it becomes something sacred. It becomes devotion. The difference between obsession and purpose is control. And the difference between control and chaos is self-awareness. The obsessed are not crazy. They're just living in higher resolution. They see what others overlook. They feel what others dismiss. They give everything, and in return, they experience life at its most vivid. And maybe that's the real secret. Obsession isn't about wanting more. It's about feeling more. Because when your heart and mind align behind a single purpose, you don't just chase it, you become it. And in a world where most people are distracted, maybe obsession isn't the problem. Maybe it's the reason some people ever change anything at all. Because obsession, when understood, isn't weakness. It's passion, with nowhere left to hide.